Test. Hello everyone, welcome. It's an amazing night for Rocket League action on the sportiest stream. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We've got a great match coming up I can't speak. Coming up here tonight, it's FFE, Final Form Entertainment Akuma, taking on Team Ignition. Let's take a look at those rosters for us. This is part of the Lockline Championship Series. And I'm gonna... bless me. Sorry, what was I saying again? Oh yes, this is part of the Blackline Championship Series playoffs. This is part of the Contenders series here. This is the losers quarterfinals. These teams have done well enough to make it into the top 6. Winner will go to the top 4. This bracket is starting to kind of near its end. You need to get those wins. Well, this is how you're going to do it. You got to do it, in these matchups. The bracket does not get easier. It always gets tougher, so... it's just safe to say this is going to be an interesting matchup, to say the very least. Between two teams that have yet to face each other, but knowing how well they play, a lot to be had. I've seen these teams before. We've seen them win earlier in the bracket. That is the wrong page. That is the right page. Again, it's a little small, but in the top you can see, again, the last time we saw Team Ignition was when they played a Mach 10. They lost to them 4-1. It was pretty dominant. I think since then, Mach 10 have also swept Guerrilla Tactics. So again, it's Blue Team versus FFE Sublime, and then Team Ignition FFE Akuma. Winners of those matches will play in the losers semifinals. Then the winner of that obviously will play Guerrilla Tactics, and obviously the winner of that will be playing in the grand finals against Mach 10 Ignition. Would love to have a match. They're the team that has had the closest match against Mach 10 in terms of games. The only one who's been able to take a game off them is Team Ignition. For FFE Akuma, we saw them in that first round. They were one of the top teams. They were an undefeated team coming in, sweeping Evolve Sakura. After that, they then swept Galactic Hubble, but they lost to the blue team. They'd like to rematch that team in the next round. But again, for Akuma, it was a much longer back in the lower bracket. Had to beat Esports Tower Warblers and Breeze Randos. Obviously now going to take on Team Ignition. Again, Ignition have had a mostly upper bracket run thus far. Obviously now being sent down. A lot to do here for both these teams. They have to go through that lower bracket just to make it to that final stage, but we know they can do it. I would actually consider them both pretty strong contenders to make it in that grand finals, so again, anything can happen. We've seen it a lot happen before. Let me make sure I get these teams in. Because again, this will be interesting, at least for the very least, because again, this is a best of 7 losers quarterfinals. Again, I'm getting to the point where these teams are very high level, very good, and these matches might only be decided by a goal or 2. These teams should be relatively even. I will say, Ignition have the advantage in here. They're probably considered the stronger overall team, just based on how they've done in the regular season as well as in the playoffs. But I would not count FFE Akuma. Again, their loss came to the blue team. That team is still in it, and very likely they may have already made it to the losers semifinals. That's how good this team is. Again, they're the very likely opponent for that next matchup. Although, again, they're playing against FFE Sublime. We've seen that team win before. That team's very solid, so I'm impressed to see that they've made it this far. Would not be too surprising to see Sublime make it to that next round, but again, chances are that's probably didn't happen. Although, we'll always find out. Again, this will be a interesting matchup here. Best of 7, of course, with all playoff matches being best of 7 at this point in the season. We're getting down to kind of the end of this bracket. The Contender Series is the biggest bracket of all of them, so it's going to end, I think, actually last compared to most seasons. Most tournaments are about to hit the grand finals. Contenders is a little slower because, again, it has, I think, 52 teams. The next biggest is like 20s. It's, a pretty big group. I think it's only going to get bigger as time goes on, because knowing how many teams like to play here, I'm almost certain it's going to get bigger. And again, I'm just trying to get things kind of sorted out here as another big match. I know there's a lot of fans here from on Team Ignition that do watch the stream. This is a partnered org after all, so wouldn't be too surprising. Again, I'll be excited. As again, just trying to get things sorted out here. Making sure these teams get in the lobby again. Take a look at those rosters. You'll see these rosters pretty well again. FFE Akuma, they have a kind of roster of 4. Usually the roster low is GG Fire, Burnset, Anderson. I would assume it stays that way, especially with how big this match is. Ignition again, only 3 players, Cody, B, and Ryan. Man, Cody's been on the stream a ton. He's been on the stream, I think, maybe even over 20 times by this point. He's the player who keeps on joining. That's the thing about Zen. He is the player that just continues to show up and say hi. And again, his record on stream is very good for a player who's been around for this long. Ignition don't generally lose, especially this version of Ignition. Don't generally lose. We'll see what happens. Again, they're taking on FFE, Final Form Entertainment. That has actually kind of joined the stream very recently. Now, obviously I'm not partnered with them, but nor that we haven't seen a lot on the stream, and that's kind of crazy because they have like a bunch of teams. They have a ton of teams. Again, but they have 2 teams in this top 6 here for this Contenders series, and it's again a league of 52 teams, so that'll be interesting. Again, that would be interesting. We'll again take a look and see what happens. I would love to get this series started again. We're only about a minute away. Get your predictions in as well. You got about 5 minutes left. What do you think it will take it? FFE Akuma, Team Ignition. We've seen Ignition again just lose to Mach 10, but to be fair, everybody's lost to Mach 10. Wouldn't be crazy to see what happens after that, but hey, they all are in, so let's get this series started. Why not? Again, it's time to get hype, time to get loud. You guys know I'm pretty good at that. You guys gotta bring out that energy to support your favorite roster here, because this match is elimination. It's the final 6. There's only one way to go, and that way is forward. If you can't do that, you're out. And with it being so lit on in the bracket, these teams have a lot to prove, a lot to show. A best of 7. It's the lower losers quarterfinals, the top 6. But these teams don't want that. They want more. They are looking for that grand finals, and this is one step closer to that. Here we go. In the match, it's FFE, Final Form Entertainment Akuma, taking on Team Ignition. Game 1. Let's get into the action. As I mentioned again, Ignition, I think what many would consider the favorites in this matchup. Again, having just lost to Mox in the upper bracket. FFE Akuma's loss came to the blue team. Both teams still in as Burnset's already put 1 on the board. Not even 15 seconds in. And already a great pass from Arc finding Burnset. And FFE Akuma are going to make this one quick. Ignition did not come out ready. Did not come out with that rotation on lock. And you could tell a bit of miscommunication, a bit of misrotation, and mistakes like that will be costly. You're far enough in the playoffs that any error you make will count against you. These teams are good enough to catch each other on it. They're the best at this for a reason. Ignition wanting to get that goal back quickly. As Cody challenged there by Mr. Anderson. Arc misses the chance, and well, again, reminder, Akuma actually have a full roster tonight. Even GG Fire is available. I know he's watching from afar. In fact, actually, he's watching in, I think, the spectator slot at this point. Again, not a problem with us here as Ignition trying to push up. Oh, but Burnset, that's off the back wall. Cody, will he have it? No, he won't. Burnset wants it. Couldn't get the shot. Here comes Arc. That's saved by B. And Akuma are willing to put on that pressure. A lot of shots that back wall so far. Trying to get Ignition to make mistakes. That's a mistake from Akuma, but it will be saved away. Ignition trying to clear it out. Arc with a cut in the midfield. Anderson wants this one on Ryan. He's got the pass to Burnset. And that shot is wide. And Ignition still panicking, still not looking all that ready for this matchup. Here comes Ryan. What a shot! Oh, Ryan's ready. And if there's anybody you need to be ready for Ignition, this is the person you'll be asking to see. Ryan got past everybody with that dribble play. Make no mistake of it. If Ignition are having issues, you can definitely count on Ryan to make those plays happen. Such a clutch player for this roster. And Akuma, they're going to have to be very careful playing against him, because Ryan will do stuff that is not doable for most other players. And just his overall mechanical ability is something else. This guy, I believe, has hit GC3 in the past, so yeah, he's one of the higher ranked players in this Contenders series. Although again, the average on a lot of teams is kind of at that GC2 level. Obviously, though, we're kind of above that at this point in the playoff bracket. When you're getting to the top 6, you're starting to get to teams that are well into GC3. The teams that have kind of just joined or are trying to make a name for themselves. Winning tournaments is definitely one of the best ways to do that, because it's really tough to escape the Contenders series as a roster. Again, it's so big, it's so tough to really make yourself noticeable with so many other teams in there. It really does come down to strong playoff performances if you want to advance into an upper stage, like the Champion Series, like the Premier Series, maybe even the Masters Series if you have a prolific enough record. But now, Team Ignition trying to put on that pressure. Ryan, beat by Mr. Anderson. B half flipping back, but Anderson still has to the pass. The burn set! That's off the post! FFE Akuma tried another infield pass. It almost worked for them, but almost won't cut it. As Ignition up the other way. That offense is not finding its foothold. They're panicking just to get to the ball. FFE Akuma have really forced Ignition to kind of outplay themselves, as that's a good shot from Arc the other side. And FFE Akuma, again, this is a team that is making Ignition panic, making them play faster than they think they have to. Again, the fact that Akuma stays so close to the ball so often with all of their players really does leave Ignition no other choice but to try to keep up with that pace. And as you can tell, Ignition, that's not really the style they want to go for this series. Reminder, the loser of this series is out of the playoffs. As a team bump, Mr. Anderson will clear it away. Cody. That got that challenge. Arc still got the beat. Anderson in the midfield looking for the chance. He's missed that shot completely. And here comes B with the dribble. Burn set, trying to get that flick. Cody off the sidewall, looking in front. Arc's got the touch, trying to get that second. And really all Akuma are trying to do here is just waste out Ignition's time. Again, game's going to be decided by very small margins. Having even a 1-goal lead is sometimes just going to be enough to take a game. So long as you can hold that pressure, as Cody trying to find Ryan. Ignition getting demoed off the field. This pressure from Ignition is only doing so much. Here comes B. That one saved away. Cody trying to keep it out. And here comes Ryan again, looking for the dribble. Oh, he almost got past Mr. Anderson, but Ignition will have to try another way. Infield pass. Arc's got the block. Mr. Anderson wants that redirect. Not even close, though, and I'll give Ryan some free space to do what he wants, although that space immediately gets cut off there with that demo from Mr. Anderson. And FFE Akuma looking for one more goal to silence this game, to really make sure that it's theirs. Ignition just want a few more chances, at least one more. FFE Akuma trying the hardest to prevent that. As B, when Ryan double commits, a push here from Ignition as they're trying to get that to that midfield. FFE Akuma have done well to keep them out. As Ryan sent upfield, burn set. They answer the other way. It's a touch from B, trying to drop down here. Arc jumping, beat by Ryan. I'm starting to really take off that clock. We've hit 0 seconds now. Maybe one more chance. It's open for Ryan to shoot. It's saved away. FFE Akuma will take game 1. That last shot from Ryan, you just saw some hope there for Team Ignition, but ultimately, while their offense had those chances again, these teams are good enough that they're going to keep things out. I don't think it's too surprising to see this, see some of the games being decided by 1-goal differences at this point in the season. They're at that point where it's going to be expected that it's going to be 1-goal differences for most of these games, because these teams are just that good compared to each other. Again, while this one might be a 1-goal difference, we'll see if it stands that way. I have a feeling it might, especially with the fact that Ignition have a style that kind of suggests that teams will win by about 1 goal or very close to it. A roster that usually blows people out or other ways around. As we'll move into game 2. Again, this series just continues. As 1 second. Yep, there we go. We're back in game 2. FFE Akuma still on a Team Ignition. Took that first game, again, by a 1-goal difference. Defense has really held up for Akuma, and what has really helped them as well, it's been that creativity and finding each other for that midfield. You just saw a pass there. Almost worked for Akuma's first of the game. Ignition are I feel like a much more brute force type of offense in comparison. Even though brute force would probably not be even a good description for Ignition's playstyle. As again, they still look for each other as just the back wall burn set. Get through B on that one, Ryan. Up the sidewall, trying to clear it out off the back. Cody doesn't like it, and he almost got scored on there. It's gonna be cleared by Ryan. Cody trying to follow up. Missed there in the midfield, Mr. Anderson. It's gone high. Ignition will keep that one out. Anderson. Towards that sidewall. It's now B. To the back wall. Double commit from FFE, but they're doing just fine at getting that ball out for the time being. It's another big challenge, and again, he's going to, continue to find a way through. It was Anderson's shot on. Ryan again with the save now in front. This is going to be even more difficult for him because that is a tough angle to reach. And Ark knows that. He'll finish it off. FFE Akuma, just like in Game 1, will start the scoring in Game 2. Again, catching on an awkward position for Ignition. So many players just kind of hugging that corner, hugging that sidewall. Really tough, awkward place to be. FFE Akuma doing well to score when they get the chance to do so. Cody, one save by Burnset, bumps by Ryan, but he's gonna try to get through B. Again, Akuma have done well to really be persistent, really be creative on the midfield and finding each other. As that one in front for Cody! That's gonna find its way in. Ignition found an open chance for that net. The first shot didn't work. The second shot didn't work, but the third time will be the one that goes through. Ignition, again, it's a brute force really approach, just to continue shooting on that net as much as possible. Style that, well, can work if you have good enough shooting, as Ignition so far have had some okay shooting. Obviously, they want to improve on that a little bit, just that, they don't score as few goals they did in Game 1, as here's Anderson in front for Burnset. Off the ceiling, Cody. I catch up to it. Pinch. He'll go back. He should be able to follow it, but that one's actually gone well away from him. Anderson off the back wall. In front. Ryan will meet Ark on that one. Still no goal for FFE, but they're keeping that pressure. B now. Challenged by Burnset. Ryan. Dunked by Mr. Anderson, and Cody trying to clear it away. Ark. It's B who has that touch. Burnset with a challenge. Mr. Anderson. Kept up by Ryan. Burnset. Through the back wall. He cleared away again. Just a lot of pressure from Akuma, but Ignition have done well to hold up against that again. Again, we're at the point of the season. These teams are going to be able to be good at that. That's a mistake, though! Oh, that's a huge error! A miss from Cody. Oh, and that leaves that wide open for Ark. No questions asked. FFE Akuma will score that every single time. And that's going to be painful as Cody here from Ark. And Ignition now. Down by 1 again. 2 minutes left. Gonna be really tough for them to answer as Mr. Anderson with the clear. Looking down the field, Ryan trying to collect it. Anderson in the midfield. Arkin will shoot, but still goes away. But look at this from Akuma, just continuing to win every single challenge. Ark's got a free shot. Ryan's got the save. Here comes Mr. Anderson. That's 3 goals for Akuma. Ignition getting thoroughly overwhelmed at this point. They're just not winning these challenges. FFE Akuma's pace has just been a level above Team Ignition's. And again, with both these teams having come to this backup being undefeated in the regular season, you really couldn't tell who was going to be able to win this series or not. Well, FFE Akuma definitely trying. Oh, that's a good shot from B. Right off the corner. And that is just consistency right there. That is quick from B. No time wasted. Just going straight for it. And yeah, even Burnset there, and you can see in the chat, giving the nice shot. Even he has to agree. That was a pretty nice play from B. Again, Ignition cutting that lead down to just 1 goal here for Akuma. And again, now the question is asked, do they play defensively, or do they try to score again? And at this point, last game, they decided to play that defensive style. We'll see if it works again or if they want to try something else. As what a touch from Mr. Anderson. Left in front for Ark. That one will go wide. Ryan sent downfield for B, but that bounce is going to get really tough for him. He's still got the touch to the back wall. No double. Ark will clear it out. And here comes Mr. Anderson. Couldn't get the touch, but he does leave Cody back, and Cody damming out of the play. Ryan with the beat, though. Open backfield. It's open for Ryan. He just needs to score. Bump in front. B to shoot. Oh, what a save from Ark. Still in front. Mr. Anderson clears. Ignition couldn't score. What a save from Ark. And somehow, FFE still have this game in their hands. Here's Ark in, but B's got it out. Ignition, not holding back on any of that offense. They need that aggression now more than ever. Time entering the final 30 seconds. Ignition just need one. They're throwing everybody up just to see if they can get that chance. Ryan, demoed away. Cody to the corner, has that pinch. Hoping for a miss. Ark still got it. No second touch means Ryan's challenge will go through. Burn set. Can only slow it down. Final 10 seconds. Infield pass to B. Oh, he's missed it. Maybe a follow-up chance. But burn set fakes Cody. And FFE Akuma will clear the other way. Off the corner. Maybe another chance. This one pinched. Ark trying to ground it. And they will. Final form Akuma with another game win. 2 in a row separated by a single goal. Well, by the end of that game, Ignition brought that aggression. They have just not been able to do enough to take down Akuma. Akuma, again, that pacing has just been a level above so far. And really, that has been the only major difference between these teams. The fact that Akuma does feel like they are trying to play at a quicker pace. They're reading the play a lot better. And, well, again, talk about a strong result. As we go straight into Game 3. FFE Akuma. I mean, they're in a great position so far. Ignition needs to make a response soon. They really can't afford to be down more than two games in a series. It's just going to be very tough for them to come back as Ryan. Where's the ceiling? Cody. Pinch in front. GG Fire clears as now he subbed himself in here for this game. Instead of... Again, GG Fire subbing himself in instead of Burn Set. Interesting Akuma will do that. Again, they do have their full roster tonight. We're trying to see if they can get GG Fire some action in this matchup. And, well, already it doesn't seem like there's been much that has changed because they're already back on offense. Here comes Fire. Saved by Ryan, but that actually leaves a 1v1. Burn Set on Ark. Trying to get that 50, but Ark does well to make sure he loses it to the side. Still in front, and Cody's going to take it. Ignition will score first for the first time. A 50 in front. Ryan pushing through Ark, and he also got a bump on GG Fire. Leaving Cody with an open net to shoot on. Ignition will put that one where it needs to go. The first goal is theirs. Mr. Anderson. Oh, what a save from Ryan. Here comes Ark follow-up. Saved by B. And it is Ignition. Again, taking on Akuma and Akuma. And having to meet with a Ignition offense that is now, finally confident. Having been able to score first in the game. Especially if it comes from Cody. He's not generally known for his shooting. Generally, when you talk about shooting, you talk about Ryan, but Cody is a very good cleanup player. Kind of his, his whole play style and personality is already just kind of sitting back, cleaning up the play when things go wrong. FFE Akuma. They have an answer to that. GG Fire. Demoed. It's just sent down the field off the corner. Ryan will have it. He's cleared it the other way. Ark, who has been easily the scariest player so far for this FFE side. GG Fire. Great pop-up by Ryan in the midfield. Oh, and a misclear from Ignition. Oh, but Ryan's got free space there. Here comes Ark again. And that one's open. Anderson could shoot it. Oh, but Ark took it away. It doesn't matter. Ark stole that from Anderson. He almost missed, but almost... Well, he'll be a little fortunate that still goes in as Mr. Anderson had that shot. Ark took it away from him. Doesn't matter, though. That demo in the backfield was perfectly timed. FFE Akuma will even the scoreline with that. As another one goes in, Arc will score on that one. It's just a great play up the kickoff. Anderson clears it upfield. Arc with that follow-up. It's simple, quick, effective. For Team Ignition, again, the team we had, just got sent down here is the fact that they just got beat by Mach 10, and issue for them is that one of the reasons why they're losing in this series. So many times when teams lose in the upper bracket, it's so tough for them to, make a good response in that lower bracket. Kind of have to get used to this overall situation. FFE have been here for what will be their third round in the lower bracket. Their third round on potentially being eliminated. This team is, used to it by now. Ignition are not. This is a team that, again, have been in the upper bracket until they met Mach 10. FFE really bringing the fight to them. As Ryan wars the net. Arc with that save. Cody now couldn't get the follow-up. Arc. Oh, and GG Fire both jumped. It's open for Ryan to shoot back post. Oh, but he's missed it. Mr. Anderson will bomb that one downfield, and Ignition will have to collect it. Missed on there from Cody. Fire in front. Mr. Anderson stopped by Ryan, but this is Akuma. Again, that pace on full display. Ignition are not having the best time trying to catch up to them as that challenge kept away. This one in front. GG Fire doesn't have it, but Arc, it's open, it's downfield. Anderson look for the ball. He won't get it, but he will do enough. FFE with another right through the midfield. Team Ignition still cannot find that foothold this series. And as this game progresses, this series progresses, you're starting to see FFE Akuma just continue to be one step ahead. As now Ryan looking for an answer. Cody on target! It's in! Ignition with another! I held my breath. I didn't know if that was gonna go in or not. But Cody was not in doubt on that one. A great shot off the kickoff. A perfect response. Ignition still in it. Always finding an answer. And for FFE, oh, they're gonna get one right back! A mistake from B! And Mr. Anderson will score! Oh, that is a huge error from B. Panicked, he jumped early, was trying to get that offense up quickly, but he could have taken his time, and I think he probably now regrets not doing that. Giving that ball away. And FFE again leading by 2, but Cody looking for the bump on Arc. Send upfield. The bounce. Ryan. Uses the sidewall. Mr. Anderson with the challenge. Here comes B. Ignition looking to push it up. GG Fire to the back wall. And Ignition trying to play patient, but I mean, it's so tough to play patient when you know time is against you. We're heading into those final, 60 seconds, and Ignition need to score soon. FFE trying to get another. That one almost snuck in from Arc, who has been shooting lights out this series. 3 goals already this game out of the 4 from his roster. And FFE, just look at these challenges. Here comes Arc. That's goal number 4. FFE Akuma running away with it at this point. I mean, look at that challenge from Mr. Anderson. That is completely unexpected. Or turn around that quickly. And FFE Akuma, I mean, they cannot do any wrong at this point. This game feels like it's over at this point. And they're just, again, that level ahead, that step ahead of Team Ignition. Ignition, I mean, unfortunately for them, this might be one of those series where they just don't have a chance at taking, as here's another one. GG Fire's first of the series. And at this point, FFE Akuma, with absolutely no more questions I think we need to ask of them. I mean, if they just continue that offense, well, we're seeing what's happening already. As we go further in, Arc, sent upfield. Mr. Anderson wants to make it 7. He's got a really good chance. What a shot on! Saved away anyways by Cody. Arc, follow up. Got destroyed by Ryan. Ignition just want this game to be over. They're not out of the series just yet, but at this point, they stand no chance of coming back, and they're just looking to make sure that they can kind of reset going into that 4th game. Their tournament life, their bracket life on the line at this point. FFE Akuma have thoroughly destroyed them in this game. And at this point for Ignition, they've got to make some adjustments. They've got to make a lot of adjustments. This series could end in a sweep if they don't. And wow, this series is just... I mean, it is just that one-sided, it feels. As Wu-Tang West, thank you for the follow, by the way, during that series. Means a lot to me as... we are going to get ourselves back in for Game 4. Reminder, this series could be nearing its end if, you know, as long as Akuma continue doing what they're doing, they have a, you know, a very strong shot of winning the whole thing in only 4 games. Here we go. Game 4, Utopia. FFE Akuma with the chance to take the series. Team Ignition have not been able to beat them yet, and we'll see if it stays that way. FFE Akuma could sweep Ignition out of this bracket, move on to play in the losers semifinals. Zark, back wall looking for the second touch. He's got the dunk. Oh my, Ark! What a shot to start things off. FFE Akuma. What a shot from Ark. Look at this follow-up. Just ran Ryan every step of the way. Jumped him out of that one. FFE. Not leaving any time wasted at this point. 9 seconds in. They're already up 1-0. And of course, it comes from Ark, who's been just shooting absolutely insanely this series. Again, around him in this game, Burnset, GG Fire. Fire's been kind of a quiet player overall, although, even with that said, he's been quiet in terms of FFE Akuma. He's really not been that quiet. He's been that player to kind of round things out for this roster, it feels. Burnset, being that player who can kind of be a jack of all trades, it feels. He can really do a lot of things well. And I get that same sense from GG Fire, too, and again, they kind of rally around, again, they rally around whoever's playing well this series, and this one, well, this is going to be Burnset's goal. Ark had one earlier. Burnset will get this one. It's already not looking all too favorable for Team Ignition as Ryan was trusted to make that read, didn't make it. At this point, the series could be going down a very dark path for Ignition. Again, this series could end very quickly. They're having a lot of difficulties being able to catch up to FFE Akuma. I mean, at this point, FFE Akuma are just fully confident in their abilities. I mean, they have no reason to not be. They've won the last 3 games quite impressively, and as long as they keep doing it, they'll be fine. But Ignition have answered back. B's got the first for this team in this game. And that lead in half from FFE Akuma. Team Ignition with a great answer. Again, just getting everybody involved. It's a brute force, punching it through as best they can. And for FFE, again, they can't, you know, take things easily. This series, you know, could go the other way. We've seen reverse sweeps. We've actually seen reverse sweeps in the Contenders series for this season. In fact, if you guys remember, we saw best 7 reverse sweeps between FFE Sublime and a Slav team early on in the bracket where Sublime did win that reverse sweep. They actually made it to that top 6. They played blue team. I actually did get a report from Nation that they did lose to the blue team, meaning winner of this will be playing that team in the next round. It's a very tough opponent. That was a team that was heavily expected to make it that far anyways. Cody with that flick. Here comes Ryan. Challenged by Arkanator. B to the back wall. Second touch, can't get it. Cody, shot on. It's Burnset who's just been able to catch up to that one. Now racing on field is Burnset. 50 with Ryan. Ark, the corner. We'll send it away. FFE Akuma. Maybe starting to feel. It looks like they're starting to feel a little bit nervous. They're really doing a lot more of these heavy clears. Which, nerves is not going to help you at this point. Especially with the Ignition pushing on this aggressively. They give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Sure, they've been able to beat them so far, but it doesn't mean Ignition are a team that isn't going to be playing well. But Ark to the back wall. You might actually have this one in front. Ryan's got that touch, and looking around Burnset now. 1-on-1 with GG Fire. Ryan, boost to use. The flick off the post. In comes B. The follow-up shot. That's wide as well. Ignition continue the search. Ryan. B jumped in 2. Cody Beat by Arc. And he's got that shot downfield! Oh, what a shot from Arc! Akuma! Find more goals! And if Arc is given an opening, you know he'll take it. Team Ignition. That fire in them starting to get extinguished from Akuma. The fire starting to dissipate. FFE Akuma have successfully just dismantled this Ignition side, have really taken advantage of this team in so many ways. Again, I tell you, we're getting to the point in the season where you start to kind of, separate from the great teams to the best teams in this bracket. Getting to top 6 is no easy feat. And top 4 is even tougher. FFE Akuma may have been able to punch their spot with that last goal. Still Ignition are, trying their best just to get themselves back in it, but here comes Arc. One-on-one with Ryan, looking for the dunk. Can't get it there. Cody will find B, who's got one touch down the field. Now off the corner, gets past Burnset. Ryan in the midfield, but again, just too slow. FFE Akuma's challenges definitely faster, definitely in a better position than Ignition. As now Ryan in the midfield, B's gonna put it in towards the net. Arc with a stop. B bumps him. Cody still can't win that challenge as Burnset will beat him there, but Ryan has it. Quick shot. GG Fire has it, but everybody jumped there for them. In comes B. That slide shot will go in. Slid into the back of the net. And Ignition, again, are keeping it close. We've seen them do it before. 58 seconds for them to make a comeback. One goal separates these teams. It's been what has separated FFE Akuma in the first 2 games of the series. In Game 4, again, we see that same kind of storyline as, that hit off the crossbar by Cody. That nearly was the goal to answer. Ignition will not be happy if they don't get another chance after that. They definitely looked like they could have scored there as Cody again, stopped by Burnset, who will challenge that midfield B. Off the corner, Burnset wins, in for Arc! Oh, he's got that shot point blank! And FFE score again! A 3rd goal for Arc! Burnset with a smart assist, finding FFE in that midfield. And again, the pace in which they go to this ball is leaving Ignition left stranded. And now up by 2 goals again. What does Ignition have left? Do they have any energy left in them? Try to take Game 4, try to keep the series alive for them. Cody, off that ceiling, Ryan, infield, Cody, oh, he took it away from B, that could have been B's shot. Instead, FFE will clear it. Ryan, quickly up the field, B, and that redirect, he's got it, it's not on target, Arc will save it away. Ryan now looking in field for one chance, Cody with a dunk, but he won't get it in. Time has expired. FFE Akuma have won the series, a 4-0 sweep. They dismantle Team Ignition. They're moving to the top 4. FFE Akuma are your winners tonight. What a result for them. This FFE Final Flame Entertainment side taking on the blue team in the very next round. And what a matchup. What a result. But a 4-0. I mean, no questions about it. They were the better team. They deserved that victory. I mean, you talk about a team that really puts their heart and their soul into everything. FFE did that, and then some. I mean, no questions asked about how they performed today. They took down Team Ignition. Again, a Team Ignition that is exceptionally talented. I don't see teams beating Ignition very often, and they didn't just beat them; they beat them even better than what Mach 10 did. Mach 10 only could take them down in 5 games. Ignition beat in 4 by FFE. Everybody got a little bit of time on the field. again, what a performance. Again, you ask of the FFE sides, you ask, how are they playing? Well, FFE Akuma is playing exceptionally. A 4-0. No questions about it. They deserved it. Again, but what really separated though was just how close some of these games were. It really was close. You know, those first 2 games were separated by 2 goals. That fourth game only by, sorry, the first 2 games separated by 1 goal each. The last one was separated by 2. It was a close series, but ultimately again, you could tell that really as soon as they started going, it was going to be a downhill battle, sorry, an uphill battle for Ignition. A win here for FFE. I can't even formulate my words. That's how well they've been playing. Again, you know, what a result. As again, we're gonna get FFE Akuma in here. They want a little interview with the for this one, so we'll make sure to chat with them a little bit before we end this stream. Again, the only match tonight ends in a 4-0 sweep.
Hello.
And joining me here is the roster of Final Form Entertainment Akuma. We've seen you guys before, but man, that was a dismantling. GG Fire. What a win. You guys are now in the top 4 of the Contenders series. How do you feel after that series?
Honestly, we farm.
You're not even fired.
That's a...
No.
I love how everybody but Fire...
We're not toxic.
I love how everybody
jokes
but
aside-
Fire answered that question. I didn't ask Fire the question itself.
Yeah.
Everybody's very... I forgot. You guys are very eager to answer things, so I feel like me asking is just a suggestion and not an actual, like, command.
Fire just has an ego, so we answer for him.
Oh my
That's how it works.
Oh my.
No.
That's how it works.
Okay, so jokes aside, it was a good series. That's a really solid team for sure. If you can tell, was pinging pretty hard, which is why I only played a couple of the games. Server's bad, or maybe my internet. I'm not sure, but it was really bad ping the whole time for me. And so it was a little bit of a struggle on that side, but I think once we kind of adjusted to their speed, because they were a very speedy team, we were able to kind of force our pace on them throughout the series, and it worked really, really well, especially considering that everybody in here, all 4 of us, relied really heavily on passing to each other for some really good plays. So I thought that that's something that we did really well, was passing to each other and for
Comms
to
were
create the
solid,
opportunities.
honestly, too.
Yeah.
Comms were really solid.
Yeah, I definitely got that kind of idea that you guys, you know, we're working as a team. Again, you talk about pace. Let's stick on that pace, because that was what I thought was the biggest difference in this series, was the fact that you guys just won a lot more of the challenges. You were a lot faster to them. You know, when it came to just overall, you know, pace to getting to plays, following each other, you guys were a level ahead of Team Ignition. No questions about it. I mean, again, Answer Anderson, I know you were involved in a lot of those challenges in that midfield. You may not have been the one scoring most of the goals. That was Arc. That was Arc scoring a lot of times, but you won a lot of those challenges to set up Arc. Do you want to tell me kind of about kind of the pace? Was that a kind of a thing that you guys were coming into the series knowing, or was that something that you guys kind of adapted to as the series progressed on? You guys noticed, hey, wait, this is working really well for us.
Ego challenging, honestly, just helped a lot. Made them super uncomfortable, and just knew that as long as we kept being aggressive on like cutting and challenging and 15 them, that it'd open up a play for whoever else right afterwards.
Well, again, you guys definitely were able to adapt very well, obviously. You've made it to that top 4 coming in again, and you can see a 7-0 team. We're seeing a lot of 7-0 teams go out. Ignition having been one of those undefeated teams going out. There are not that many teams left that are really, you know, not that many teams left in this tournament, but Burn set, you know, for you guys, again, there's a good amount of questions on those 7-0 teams, because playoffs is just a whole different thing. You guys kind of have to get used to it. You got knocked into the lower bracket by the blue team. We'll talk about them later, but for now, can you tell me kind of about kind of you guys' adjustment to that lower bracket and how it's, because it is very different than the upper bracket. You are much more on edge at the lower bracket. Can you tell me kind of about that adjustment?
I would just say that, like, we're not really thinking about being in the lower bracket right now. We're just playing to win. Like, we're not really, I don't think we've even had a single conversation about being in the lower bracket. We're playing it like we're in the upper bracket. Like, win each game. That's all we care about. And just slaughter, you know?
Well, again, you guys definitely have proven that. I mean, just keep beating teams. You keep finding ways to do it, obviously. And obviously, Arc ton of talk with you as well. You guys got to play the blue team again. They won their other matchup, if you're wondering. I did get confirmation.
No,
So you got to play blue team again next round.
That's fine. I didn't get to
we
play them
wanted
last
an all
time. So they get,
FFE semi. That sucks.
What happened? Fire?
Well, Sublime's the team that they beat. We wanted an FFE,
When did you
an
want to
all
play Sublime?
FFE.
Yeah,
Semi.
unfortunately for Sublime, blue team was the heavy favorites in that matchup, and they proved that pretty consistently in that series. But again, Sublime have been pretty good this season, but the blue team have been the better team overall. They obviously proved it in that matchup too. You have to play them next. You have a rematch against them. They beat you. What was it, 4-1 in the upper bracket to knock you down here. Ark, you got a rematch against them. Is there anything that you would want to say kind of about that matchup? If the blue team was watching this, which I doubt they are, but if they were watching this, what would you say to them?
honestly, I don't know. I didn't play the last blue team series, so I don't know what to expect. But all I can say is they better be ready to hold the smoke. They better be ready to look through the smoke if they want to try and beat us. We're on a hot streak. We playing well. We ready to play.
Hold the smoke is a new one for me. I've never heard that before.
Yo.
Hold the smoke.
That's a new one. I've
Can
never,
hold
I've
my
not heard-
tailpipe.
I've never heard of that one before. But again, no, I don't blame you. Again, it's an interesting attempt at trying to, I think, be threatening their arc.
Yeah.
Like,
You know.
we'll
Riz
leave
game
the
is
question
on
of whether or
point.
not we'll leave the question unanswered if that actually is going to work or not. But for now, again, you guys again have successfully made it 4-0 again, a huge win. I know you guys are happy with that. Obviously, coming in. I mean, again, I guess I got to ask this last question to you, GG Fire. Starting this season, again, we're gonna go all the way back to the start of the season. Did you expect yourself and your team to make it this far?
Yeah, honestly, I have a lot of confidence in this squad. I'll admit we're not necessarily like the four of us. We don't team together like we did when the season first started, but we have great chemistry with each other because of all of the practice that we've had together from this season to the scrims we used to do as a team. So I felt really good coming into this season, knowing that, the peak ranks allowed in this would be at that GC2 area, and knowing the teammates that I have, I felt really, really confident in our ability to perform, especially after the first two regular season matches. I think all of our confidence kind of just shot up, and we knew that we could be a serious contender. But this next one's easily going to be the hardest. You talked about blue team. That's a really solid team, and when we faced them in the upper, we didn't necessarily put our best foot forward. And I think this next time is our chance to bring the full roster that you saw here tonight, and really show them what we're capable of. So I definitely think we can take blue team down. But I know for sure that it's gonna be tough.
All right, you know what, Frosty, I'll do it for you. Again, Frosty aka Charge Zeus is asking Mr. Anderson for you to say that you're Batman. So, do your best Batman impression. He's making fun of your voice, but do your best Batman impression, Mr. Anderson. I guess because Frosty wants to see it. And honestly, we have time. Why not?
I'm Batman.
Oh God, that's actually pretty good. I don't like that.
That's actually good.
I don't. That's a little scary, actually. I don't. It's Batman like after you just woke up. His story was just somehow even deeper than before. But don't worry, I got you, Frosty. Don't worry. Again, what a matchup we'll see again. Frosty, by the way, is on Mach 10, so they're waiting in the grand finals for. Potentially, you guys could face them in that grand finals. But again, congratulations on your win. You guys played insane. But before you go, we'll quickly just go through kind of the shout outs here. Let's start with Mr. Anderson.
What did I miss?
I was gonna say, if you want to have is there any shout outs, any final messages for the stream?
Just keep a lookout. Definitely gonna bring the best game and check us out in the blue team. We ain't gonna go through the smoke, as Ark said. We gonna win.
No, they gotta hold the smoke.
Hold the smoke.
Yeah.
Cause we coming for you.
See, you know what I meant by that? You gotta hold if they're holding the torch and the smoke's in their face, they can't see us
Explaining
coming.
it just makes it worse. I'm telling you that right now. Explaining it just makes
let
it
it
worse.
die.
No, I will not let it die. I will be made fun of for life for this, but I do not care. All right, I'm confident. That's all that matters.
Well, again, thank you so much for again giving that response. Again, still, you guys have again a lot of reasons to take down this blue team side. As it's not Falcons, it's not FFE blue. I can tell you it's not FFE blue. It's blue team.
Sporty, if I may, a question for you.
we'll save it to the end. How about that? I want to make sure we get all the
Sure.
shout outs out first, just because
Sure.
I know you guys are probably really antsy for it. Actually, you probably aren't. But anyways, we'll go on to Burnset next. Burnset, is there anything that you want to say? Any shout outs that you have?
Stay in school, kids.
Well, I can agree to that. I can agree.
Double like Burn said if you do.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, all right then. I wasn't going to say that though. I don't. Okay then. But I would agree to that. Staying in school. I am in school. I'm a senior, so. I'm a
Nice.
senior, so not in college. A senior in high school. But again, it's been fun. Again, I can agree to that. We'll move to Arc next. Obviously, you guys can tell also that these guys have been on the stream before. But the fact their shoutouts are literally not people. It's just random life advice. You can tell they've been on the stream before.
Yeah. I mean, my show has to be the team, man. We ready to play? We playing well? We're gonna keep coming back.
Well, again,
We're
it's-
always gonna be ready,
Damn, bro.
bro. I don't do this, you know. I'm nervous. All right.
And hold the smoke.
Yeah. Hold the smoke.
Seems like everybody's
Yeah.
on board except for GG Fire on that quote, which is an interesting team
Yeah.
dynamic. Well, GG Fire, you do have the last message here. So, is there anything you want to say? Any?
I
final
have an
things, any
actual
final-
shout out.
Yeah, if you have any shout, and then you can ask the question to me afterwards. How about that?
I'm
for
gonna
it.
shout out. I'm gonna shout out FFE, man. You know, this org has really made a great impact on BLCS this season. We've brought a lot of teams forward to a lot of different divisions. We've competed at a very high level. We've got a lot of teams that did great throughout playoffs. So I'm really proud of the franchise. I'm really proud of the org. And anybody that's looking for a home, FFE's franchise has over 30 teams. We got some big plans coming. So if anybody is looking for a team, you join the Discord and I will be the guy to help you compete in this league and other leagues. Yeah, shout out Final Form.
Well, again, congratulations on your win. Obviously, Fire. What is it that you want to ask me, GG Fire? I can answer. I can answer.
So you're interviewing us. You are a part of FFE. I was wondering if we could maybe get a little insight from you on what to expect from the remaining opponents. Right? You just watched us. We 4-0'd Ignition, a great team, but we 4-0'd them. Who do we need to be looking out for? Do you think that any of these teams
I can
remaining
answer that
can
pretty
absolutely
easily.
smack us?
Mach 10. They've only dropped one game this whole season, and that was to Ignition. So, Mach 10.
Oh, they about to drop 4 to us. I'm just saying.
Again, I told you about Frosty Charge Juice. He's on that Mach 10 side. I think he can attest that. They have swept everybody but Ignition, and Ignition they only lost one game. So that would be the team I would recommend to really pay attention to. I've seen them play. They're insane. I don't know. Again, they are easily the favorites to win no matter who plays against them. So want to watch out for a team? Watch out for Mach 10. That would be the team I would focus on.
Okay.
There you go. There's your answer. Again, congratulations on your win here. Thank you so much for joining Arc Burns at GG Fire, Mr. Anderson. Congratulations on your win. Hopefully, I'll get to see you next week when you play the blue team.
Sounds good.
GGs.
Thank you, Sporty.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too.
Again, and that was the FFE Akuma side with GG Fire, Burn Sets, Arc, and Mr. Anderson. A 4-0 sweeping of Team Ignition here. It's rare that Team Ignition ever get beaten that badly with this roster, but it does happen. And again, an interesting... Whoa, I don't want to make sure that... I accidentally just clicked on stream. You guys probably heard that. That's the PlayStation sound. Just had a PlayStation ad. Thank goodness, though. Well, there you go. Lucky enough, no music, so I won't get copyright struck, which is nice. Have a good night. Thank you for saying that, Frosty. Again, again, hopefully you guys do well. I need to get booked by you guys more. Book me for some of your playoff matches for our Splash series. I'd love to cast some of those. As again, we'll get a raid going here. Let's go here again. Thank you all so much for that. You guys have to tell Verified? Go tell Verified, Frosty. I'd love to get booked by you guys. You guys are great. Again, thank you all so much for joining. For it, this is the only match tonight again, a 4-0 sweep. Again, we'll have more action tomorrow, don't worry. But until then, thank you so much for joining Spuddy Stream. Take care, be well.